Say my name until the city burns and the stars fade away and your scars don't hurt. Stay with me until the last man falls. I don't need them anyway. When I'm with you, I have it all. Oh, I'll never let you slip away. Oh, and you don't have to be afraid. I will hold you till the sun comes crashing down. I'm yours until the end of time.
Welcome back, friends and family. On the previous episode, we were finishing up our trip in the amazing Bahamas. We were at Bonds Key, and this was our jump off point to make our way back to Bimini. And when we left Bonds Key, we didn't have the best weather, as you can expect. But we made it through this rough rainstorm into a nice, beautiful day for our cruise back. Once we made it back to the States, it was time for me to say goodbye to the Florida Keys and head back home to Virginia, where I was ready for some needed land time. Plus, I was so excited to see our son and my dad. After getting settled in, it took Hunter and I no time before we started our summer of fun, and we had a lot planned. Busy summer. First stop was one of our favorite pastimes, and that's attending Saturday night stock car racing. This is at South Boston Speedway, and we attended the Superstar Racing Experience for SRX Racing. Short story, Tony Stewart's my favorite driver. He and Ray Abraham started the series. It consists of 12 drivers on local tracks, and they're typically half-mile tracks, and it can be asphalt or dirt. They run 6 races for the season. Luckily, we got to catch them in South Boston. There's Willie T. Ribbs there. He was an old NASCAR driver and interviewed a few people that we were sitting next to. And to much of my delight, Tony Stewart actually won this race. And with it being a local track, we could get pretty close, get some awesome pictures. Here you see Bobby Labonte on the right, Greg Biffle on the left, and your champion of the night, Tony Stewart, in the middle. Hunter and I had 5 seconds of fame. As you can see, we were on TV for that short amount of time. Next up is another one of my favorite things to do in the summer, and that's attend Dave Matthews. And here you see my friend Tanya. Hunter was unable to go with me this evening because of work. This was my 20th Dave Matthews show. And if you think 20 is a high number, a lot of the people there had seen him 70 plus, 100 plus times, and they travel the United States, and some people have traveled to Europe to see him as well. If you have not seen Dave Matthews in concert, I recommend catching a show. You won't be disappointed. About a month after the concert, it was time for Hunter's big birthday trip, and we took a train ride from Richmond to Boston, Boston to New York, New York back to Richmond, round trip Amtrak. I suggest going to Amtrak.com and selecting the multi-ride pass. It was $100 per person, so that's $200 for the trip for both of us, round trip. It was very inexpensive, I thought. No driving involved. Plus, you can pack your own cooler with whatever beverages you may like. and some snacks and just sit back and enjoy the ride. We had one quick stop, 20 minutes in Washington, D.C., where you could actually get off the train, smoke, stretch your legs, because they changed from a diesel package to electric. In the northern states, they run electric cars. And what was left was just enjoying the ride and the scenery and what there is out there. About a month before this trip, I went online and requested a visitor's guide of Boston and Cambridge. And most cities will mail them out to you for free, and it's very helpful to know where to go, where to stay. It gives you an idea on prices to better budget your trip. So once we got into Boston, we were able to get to our hotel and go explore a little bit. And I'll leave your imagination there on our first stop. And then my bucket list was to go to Cheers, and Hunter had no idea what Cheers was about. So the next day, we started exploring Salem, and that's where the famous witch trials were held. It was a fun day, very interesting. It's just cool to go to places that you've never been before. The Witch Trial Museum itself, I probably could have gone without doing that. I found it to be, well, don't get me wrong, it's educational, but it's more for younger kids. I kind of felt like I was on that 6th grade field trip, being forced through a video that nobody wants to watch. It wasn't a video. I don't want to give it away. I don't know. I just thought that maybe it would have been upgraded a little more or updated a little more by now. But there's a reason why they asked for no pictures inside there. Also in Salem, they have paths, and you can see this yellow line we've been following, and this is the witch trials. This is where they want to keep you in the area where certain things happened, and it's very cool to walk around. Hunter, I think he was probably a little disappointed. It wasn't as spooky or as witchy as we had anticipated. It was a lot of Harry Potter, geared for the younger children, so it's definitely a family-friendly place to go. Very touristy. There are plenty of things to see. Plenty of museums. We probably didn't do the right things on this trip, but I'm glad we went, and I'm glad we saw what we saw, and that's something taken off the bucket list. After our day in Salem, we had another big excursion that day for Hunter's birthday, and that was catching a Boston Red Sox game at Fenway Park, and Fenway did not disappoint. Let me tell you, if you are a baseball fan, go to Fenway. It's awesome. I don't care if you like the Red Sox or not. This was our first professional game, and we enjoyed it so much.
I'm so in love with you. You got me down again.
Back around. Unfortunately, this game, Boston was just knocked out of the playoffs. But let me tell you, this was a heck of a game to go see. Boston ended up winning, and it was a huge win. It was so fantastic. It couldn't have been a better game for my birthday boy. Next on Sail and Break and Run, Hunter and I are going to finish our trip out in New York City and show you a couple sights and sounds. What a beautiful place to visit. And then Larry and I are going to take you to Sin City itself and show you the sights of Las Vegas. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to give a like and subscribe. Thank you so much. See you next time.